What did they have to do here at the post office?
Okay, so this is one I usually include in most of the events. It's a bit of a mathematical twister, a brain matter inducer. So you give them a picture and you give them various types of wording and then have to work it back into figures or into letters, and then you come out with a result. I can't remember exactly the answer to that one, but I know it did take me about half an hour to put together.
It would have taken me more than an hour to try and decipher that one.
What's the next one?
Thanks, man.
Now.
No, we will come back. We will come back, eh? We want to see your stand properly, eh?
Is that colluding with the sergeants? I've never seen that before.
It's called corruption, isn't it?
That is disgusting.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe that we have corruption in our country. It's unacceptable. Of course, these are just some of the clues that the guys had to go and find. Some did them a lot quicker than others. And if you imagine how many shops you might find in an area, and I've taken, let's say, 5 names and derived a question off them, how long it might be to actually find those particular clues. So it seems easier when I'm doing it, or when we as tablers, we go out and do it, because you pick the ones you want and you take the photograph to derive the clue. But when you're there and you're faced with this multitude of clues, it's not that easy.
Well, of course, you start off with the answer and then work out the clues.
That's it.
These guys have to take the clues and get to the answer.
That's it. Yeah, they are heading out of Melmoth now. They're going to have to head back down the hill. And here the sergeants are. They're going to be pulling them over.
We would pull you guys over, stop and give you a fantastic vista so that you can get back into Mother Nature and just have a look at the wonderful vista that is before you.
I don't think they quite believe that.
Yeah, well, what they did is they made them have a look at this beautiful view and then charged them for looking at it.
Yes.
That's just some of the ways of making the money for charity, so it's all in good humor.
How's that?
Mike Trieger's obviously having a good time.
And the question is he going to have a good time on this speed run as well? This is on a closed road, about a 1.5K stretch, and there's always been this battle between Mike Triegers in the R8 and Greg in the Lamborghini. So will Mike get one over him this time?
I doubt it. Mike tries really hard, but that Lamborghini is hard to beat. Of course, this is near Eshawi. We made this little speed stretch of a 1.5 kilometer run, and it really gave the guys an opportunity to put the right foot right down to the bottom of the floorboard.
And just to point out, of course, the road is closed for other traffic.
Yeah, complete safety and security, obviously.
So it's all about fun and speed. That's what these cars are all about. Lap shot. Look at that.
Greg Parton giving it everything he's got.
That's the Boxster with a roof.
That's what you love to call it. It's the Porsche Cayman of Johan Lindeque, and Tyron Nason was in that car number 21. Yeah, the guys arriving and some departing for that shall we speed stretch.
Yeah, get out of the way. It's the 350Z coming through.
Rian Claessen's giving it everything he's got.
I'm sure just about everybody will give everything they got, or to the maximum of what their car can deliver. Whether it's the little Auris or the R8 in a case like this.
Yes, Mike trying to put one over Greg Parton. I'm not sure he's going to do it.
Well, he certainly didn't take that sweep as fast as the Lamborghini.
Just remember, they didn't get a sighter on this, so it is a bit blind. They did drive it up in the wrong direction, but yeah, it can be a little bit daunting. But I suppose it's the same for everybody.
Porsche 928.
Yeah, it's Bob Tate from Team Yellow. That's also been wrapped by Green Sky. And he has a lot of fun in that car. I believe it's recently had some damage and they're trying to put it back on the road. But a lovely vehicle. I think those were originally made for the American market, weren't they?
Indeed. I noticed a bit of a stiff breeze on the outside there. I wonder how that affected them.
No, I think they were fine. They're inside a closed car. The problem is really the cameramen that have to stand out there.
This should be fun. It's a run on a rally stage. with courtesy from some of the local rally drivers and their cars. This is Clive Victor's car, his little Runix, and they're going to give people some wide-eyed experiences, I'm sure.
Yeah, what happened here is that one of the teams got the opportunity to sit in a real proper racing rally car and get taken around a Dinkum stage, and the smiles when they got out were fantastic.
And not only a rally car, but also an off-road car.
Yeah, and this is fast, Hendrik. I went in this vehicle. It is scary fast.
Rob Spencer's Zarko. All of these guys take part in the local, and some of them take part in the national rally and off-road events. So they know their story behind the wheel. They know these cars intimately as well.
Yeah, it was very kind of the guys to come out and give up of their time and their vehicles to come and put this whole thing out. And to Richard Vaughan and his team, a great big thank you to them.
Craig Trott taking the stage now in his Team Total Toyota Auris. Normally navigated for by Elvin Putsia. That's why you see the name Putsia on the left-hand side. And he, of course, Craig Trott, the multiple national class rally champion.
Yeah, we're really honored to have some quality rally guys out there. I think the guys were treated to something special.
That's Brian Scott's little white Volkswagen Golf.
That was loads of fun. We even went off the track.
Are you going to tell them that?
I noticed she wasn't talking on the phone though.
One blessing.
Time was 2 minutes, 1 second. Well done, boy. Well done.
Clyde showing just how competitive these guys are, even on a demonstration run like this. They don't want to lose any time.
No, giving it everything they got.
Now, you guys couldn't quite take the stage time for the results of this little test. How did you go about doing that?
Richard Vaughan developed this situation where you had to tell the guy who your driver was, what was the car number that you were in, and of course after the adrenaline rush, not so easy.
So Wayne and Mike came out on top there. Now, another very challenging challenge, so to speak, blind driving.
Yeah, this came up by one of the tablers. He had this idea of getting them through a gymkhana. There goes one of my cones. There goes two of my cones, where they blindfolded the driver, and then the co-driver had to direct them through the obstacles.
Now, this can be very tricky. Depends on good coordination and communication between the two of them, of course, I would imagine.
I think communication is vital here, and it's great. And this is why this event is so good, is because it does develop those skills between two friends, two partners, even work colleagues. It's a great team-building exercise.
I'm sure that's the slowest that Mr. Black has gone in a long time in that car. Only just missing that cone. In fact, does that count? The cone moved.
No, it would have been touched, so he would have lost a point there.
Okay.
He may not have lost a full 2 points, for example. But yeah, I think the guys found it very challenging. It's not something I've seen done before, so it's something new.
Well, just imagine, sitting behind the wheel of a car, you've got to drive, you can feel the sensation of the car moving and turning, but you can't see a thing, it's all black.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'd want to be doing it in a 3 million rand Lamborghini.
Well,
Trusting somebody else.
at this speed, maybe, possibly, but nothing faster than that, of course.
One of the tablers had a bright idea that he didn't want to use cones, he wanted to use people, and I said, no, that's not going to work.
Philip and Sean coming out on top there, ahead of Frank and Byron and Wayne and Mike. And look at that, 5 of the top 7 in Porsches, all members of Team Yellow. So the end of the day, the end of the run, and some of us, they felt that they wanted to cut loose a little bit.
Yeah, I think that the tension was over and it was time to just relax a little bit. And the Team Yellow guys decided it was time to burn some of that rubber.
Well, if you've got the car, you've got the rubber, why not?
Rian Claessen's here in that 350Z, giving it everything he's got again.
It's not that easy to do a donut on an abrasive surface like this. You need not too much grip to be able to do it.
Frank Schultz, I've watched him do this on a normal street accidentally, so he's had some practice.
Well, if you've done it before, you know exactly how to do it.
I'd hate to know what it costs him in tires every month. And back at the Protea Hotel, the Richards, all the guys arriving back and getting ready for the prize giving later on that evening.
And smiles all around. Clearly everybody enjoyed the event. So clearly this is not the last Cannonball Run that's going to take place. Ross, what's coming up?
Yeah, we've got the Roundtable Cannonball Run Cape happening in March, the 18th to the 20th of March. And then, of course, Africa in August. And then we'll have the KZN one again in October.
It's a lot of fun. And I enjoy the motoring, I enjoy the speed events. I like to drive fast. And I enjoy the camaraderie that's developed over the years, the friends I've made, and the social side of the Cannonball Run. It really is a well-rounded, fun motoring event for motoring enthusiasts.
As a sponsor, what do you try to get out of an event like this?
I'm not looking to get anything out of the event other than to enjoy the event with fellow enthusiasts. If the company gets a bit of business as a result, it's nice, but not essential. The goal is to be able to share the event with others who are into motoring and enjoying their cars.
I think there are two things here that are important. One, from Celsius side, we are the only South African company in terms of the cellular networks that is only based in South Africa. So our interests are mainly for South Africans as well. So sponsorship is very good for that purpose. And then the second part of it, I think, is the fact that we have fun here. And whilst we have fun, there's also speed involved. You can see that we've got Lamborghinis and all the cars. And the current product that we're promoting is our Speed Stick as the number one broadband service provider in the country.
One of the charities, which was the hospital? Quasar, yeah, okay. And the people there really appreciated the donations, and it was a nice way of showing that we can help people.
And at the end of day 2, Philip and Sean were ahead of the two Peters in the Cell C entry, and Gordon and Colleen in third place in the Forester.
Of course, it's always important to recognize those who make the event possible, and one in particular, Peter Corlett, who's been involved with the Cannonball Run in one way or form or another, as a sergeant or as a participant for the last 5 or 6 years. He's been involved, so a huge thank you to him and all the hard work that he's done collecting charity money over the years.
Looks like a very special prize there.
Yeah, it was one of 4 cigar boxes that we gave, Cannonball Run KZN boxes that we gave to him.
Right, and now we're coming to one of the most important prizes of the event.
Yeah, I reckon that the Cannonball Run Spirit Award is probably about as important as coming first. And here Carl and Elsaby really made a huge effort to dress up and get into the flow of things, and they won the Spirit Award.
Winners, Gordon and Colleen.
Congratulations to Gordon and Colleen. Of course, the guys running up there is Sean and Philip. Well done to Gordon and Colleen Baker.
By a margin of just 0.67 of a point ahead of Philip and Sean. And that's an excellent performance if you think of where they were lying at the end of day 1.
And the closest finish we've had in 8 years of cannonballing.
So really, really competitive. And wow, there's some interesting trophies.
Yeah, they're getting a floating trophy and 1 trophy each to take home.
I'm sure that'll be treasured for a long time. Well done, Gordon and Colleen. So very tight there between first and second position. Wayne and Mike coming in third, ahead of Carl and Elsaby, and Johan and Tyrone in fifth.
This was the closest that we've been at. Having been fourth after the end of day 1, knowing that the first 7 guys were only within a few points of one another, it made day 2 extremely difficult to judge. To turn back and waste kilometers versus getting 4 points was a big call. We did it once or twice, but very, very sparingly this time. With, obviously a good result, but 0.6 of a point, 0.06. It's
and Sean and Phil definitely
Sean and
deserve
Phil,
it next time. It's their turn now. They've had every other award, and it's now time for them to win one.
At the end of the day, for us, we obviously are all competitive, but number one for us is just coming out and having fun. And that's what this event is about.
And yesterday we had a terrible day. We drove 70 kilometers in the wrong direction. And we thought today that, thought of that, we'd blown it. So today was a fun day and have fun and end up doing well. So great.
After 3-4 years of doing this, what's the trick behind it all?
Read the clue book. Read the clue book, and thirdly, read the clue book.
And take it slow and just try and get every clue. The hearing around and trying to catch up time and the rest of it, read the clue book, take it slow and just concentrate.
It's not about having the fastest car. You score points on getting the clues.
The Roundtable Cannonball Run KZN 2010 was proudly brought to you by Drysit Environmental. Next week, first round Pro Tour action from Pakiza featuring Altec GT Challenge and Shelby Can-Am sports cars.